Conservatives, by definition, are the ones preserving the status quo, where the status quo in America is it's okay to be bought by large corporations, billionaires, and PACs. Protests are the people's way of demanding that policymakers are responsible and accountable to us and not to their big corporate donors. And Republicans want to uphold that. And I'm not saying Democrats don't benefit from that. The more moderate, centrist Democrats don't do anything to address that. The more progressive ones tend to take less money from large corporate donors and PACs. And one of those PACs is PACs created by private prison companies. These PACs tend to mostly lobby Republican politicians. And so every year we pass higher and higher police budgets where in America we spend between $400 and $450 per person on police budgets, whereas those other three countries, France spends the next most at $80 to $100 per person, and Indonesia and Nepal spend $15 to $25 per person. So they spend more money on policing us and keep a police system that's focused on arrest and citation, but also when you get to prison, it's focused on punishment, both in terms of like mentally and physically, but also economically, so that you're more likely to come out in poverty, and then you're more likely to reoffend, ending up back in the prison system. This is yet again a way to funnel money from a typical American taxpayer, the money that goes into our police budgets, putting people into the for-profit prison system. The for-profit prison systems profit, and then they funnel that money back to Republican policymakers and towards the richest people in this country. Not to mention that in America, all of our necessities are behind a financial barrier. So if they target you economically by imposing fines on you or putting you into a for-profit prison system, you're less likely to be able to afford your necessities and therefore are more likely to die. It's all cyclical. The right loves to pose when the left protests as if it's like, well, they don't get what they want. They just burn shit down and they damage property or whatever. First of all, you're talking about inanimate objects when we're talking about living human beings. But also, like, this is just like the conversation around Charlie Kirk, like, oh, he got murdered for his opinions. It's like his opinions were that certain people don't deserve the same rights in this country. And this is the same thing with the Black Lives Matter protests, right? People were protesting because Black people were and still are disproportionately murdered by police officers. And the right chalks it up to, well, they just, when they don't get what they want, they burn shit down. It's like, dude, we're talking about people's lives here, and you're more worried about property and property damage. Whereas if a KKK member was protesting something, they'd be all in favor of rights for protesters. It's the lack of self-awareness for when someone's protesting for something you like versus when you don't. That's when you care about supporting people's freedom of speech and expression and protest.